start by just acknowledging that the world has changed and the world is changing and it will be different from here out. And what I want to talk about today is what do we do about that? How do we navigate these turbulent times as a group and individually, um, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and business wise? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is what I am doing and what I'm doing in my businesses, what I'm thinking about, and some of the things I think that you can be doing in your businesses. And then I'll take questions and we'll talk, after I'm done. So, um, fear, panic, anxiety, intensity, those are all appropriate responses. And you should feel them, that's an okay thing to feel. The entire world is feeling that right now. And if you have any baseline anxiety, fear, panic, any of that stuff of anything else in your life, this is going to bring it to the surface for you and it's going to feel more intense. And one of the things that many entrepreneurs struggle with from time to time is what some label as anxiety, which is like a fear of all. I mean, there's a lot of ways to describe what anxiety is, but one of them is, fear of all the things that could go wrong because of all the pressure that is on you. And that's really up right now, right? The insecurity of what is to come is scary, and it's good to feel that stuff. It's not good to stay in it and stoke it, right? Like it's an okay thing to feel. You don't want to just suppress it, but you also don't want to operate from there. And that is the compulsion. The compulsion is to operate from fear, from panic, from anxiety, from move really quickly. And we as humans tend to freak out when things don't go as expected. It's one of the reasons that surprise is always bad. Surprise is a bad thing no matter what. It's why surprise parties work. It's like surprise brings you down because you weren't expecting it. And then you might realize in the case of a surprise party, and I'm not trying to minimize the experience we're having globally and nationally and personally, by the way, but I'm just explaining a little bit about like where we're at, which is the unexpected nature of this is one of the main reasons for this intense freak out. We want to be able to predict our future. And when things don't go as planned and don't go as expected, the compulsion is to panic, to have fear, to have anxiety, to act fast, to slash things, to change things, to like really move quickly and make rash decisions. And my experience has consistently been, and I have coached my team consistently over the years when we have faced unexpected challenges such as the one that we're in right now, to slow down, to breathe, to deliberate more, to seek counsel, to check in with a group, and then to take measured action. So we're still going to take action, but that sort of, hey, we got to act now, cut all the inventory, email all the customers, rah! Some of those things might be smart to do, but not without fully considering them first. I'm going to tell you some of the things we've considered, what we've decided on, just like urging you not to just, boom, make a decision out of fear and out of panic, because those decisions tend to not be great decisions. It doesn't mean you're not going to make a decision somewhat quickly, but you're just going to calm yourself first. And we're going to look at kind of what's coming down over the next week, couple weeks, months, and what you can do right now about that. First and foremost, the most important thing right now, we got to get to how to handle our businesses for sure. But before that, we have to take care of ourselves. You have to take care of yourself first and foremost right now, because you're in a position of leadership. There are people looking to you for answers who are relying on you at this time. Your family, your team, your employees, maybe your community at large. Like, people are counting on you, and so you have to take care of yourself. And I want to share with you what I'm doing and what I might suggest or offer up as an idea that you could look at doing for yourself in this time. And we're going to get into the business side, but this is more of like the mental, emotional side of it, because if you're a wreck, you're not going to be making the best decisions that you can be making to support yourself, your family, your community, your business, etc. So all the stuff that that you should do in your life, meditate. Like, take 15 minutes in the morning and just sit down, close your eyes, and breathe and calm yourself, right? That has proven scientific benefits. It doesn't take that long. Like, you can afford to do that for yourself right now. Taking care of your body by moving it for 15 to 45 minutes to 60 minutes a day gently, but just moving your body. That also has stress relief benefits, depression and anxiety and emotional intensity relieving benefits. Like, that's a scientifically proven thing that you can do to feel better and be in a better place to navigate these turbulent waters. And you should be doing that. I don't use should a lot. I don't like to tell you what you should do. I don't like to prescribe you with things to do. What I like to do is describe for you what is working for me and allow you to take a look at that description and pull the things that you think are good that you want to try on, right? Smart marketer, blue ribbon, it's descriptive. It's not prescriptive. I'm not telling you you must believe what I believe. I'm not telling you you must adopt the strategies that I am implementing, but I am saying, hey, this is everything we're doing. Here's why we think it's great. Check it out. Try it on. And in this case, in this one instance, I'm going to prescribe that I believe at this point, got to meditate, got to move your body, got to sleep well as you can. You got to, eat well as best you can in these times. Eat good food that you cook yourself from home. And another thing that I would offer to you that also has proven benefits scientifically is to use this intensity as an excuse to enjoy what you have. There's an old rabbi who said, it's a far, far greater thing to have the ability to enjoy what you have than to have the ability to get what you want. Because what you want becomes what you have. And if you can't enjoy what you have, what is the point of getting what you want? So practice gratitude. Practice feeling grateful for the things you do have in your life at this moment. And again, I'm going to get into the intensity that we're facing and what to do about that in particular, but I'm trying to set you up mentally, emotionally to be able to navigate these. This is what I'm doing. What I am telling you is what I am practicing at this moment in this time. And I do, in times of intensity, come back to these things. So you have a good excuse in this moment, what I call an assigned author. So generally, in order to take action, humans need excuses outside of themselves. To do it just for me tends to not be, generalization, motivation enough to take intense action in the direction of your goals or in the direction of taking care of yourself. But hey, I have to support my family. Hey, I'm in pain. I don't like my job, whatever. Some assigned author, some author outside yourself that you're assigning power and value to as a reason to take action. Well, here's a good one. This intensity that we are facing right now is a good opportunity and excuse for you to develop healthy habits that will support you through these times, and the light will come. The light will come. We're in a shade of darkness at this moment, and I'm going to get into that, but it will come. And when it does, you will have used this time from a mental, physical, emotional perspective to support yourself in that way. The other way to look at this is you got to fill your cup right now, because you can only give from your own surplus. If you're an empty cup, you can't pour. And you have to fill your cup energetically at this moment, because the monetary side, which is what we focus on a lot in Blue Ribbon, filling our cup that way, we're still going to do a lot in this time to do that and see if we can continue to be successful in these turbulent times. And it's going to be niche dependent. We'll get into that in a second. But energetically, now's the time to build surplus, because never again, probably are people going to give you the advice of stay home and, stay on your couch and stay inside. And so you can use this extra time. You're going to have some level of extra time at this moment, because a lot of the cycles in your life that are outside the home are not accessible to you at this moment. And so use that to take care of yourself. Last thing I'll touch on this kind of mental, emotional, physical side of this is, in this moment, some folks may go to hopelessness. Some folks may go to despair. Some folks may go to that, first comes, hey, things are much different than I expected. I was not counting on this all happening. And this is the first domino, because you look at the system as a whole, right? Like, if something goes wrong with one part of the system, it reverberates and affects the entire system. Your body's the same way, If something goes wrong with one of your organs, that affects the rest of the system of your body. Well, the greater market the economy, socioeconomic, politics, all this stuff, when drastic changes happen in any one sector, it reverberates across all sectors. And now we're seeing drastic changes happening in all sectors at once, that it's all shaking. And then when that shaking stops, there's going to be like something new will form. It's like everything is melting. And once it freezes again, it will freeze in a new position, in a new shape, in a new form. We cannot yet predict what that shape will be, but we can predict that it will come to shape again. And the timeline, I've got my own thoughts about the timeline, but the timeline is up in the air. And so there's when things don't go the way we expect, fear, panic, anxiety can lead to despair, can lead to hopelessness. You got to try to not go there, because there will be a light at the end of this tunnel. The Australian brush fires that just happened, the housing crisis of 2008, Hurricane Katrina, 9/11, earthquakes in and tsunamis in some of these other countries. Like, shakeups of this variety happen. And I'm going to share with you what I'm telling my team and all this kind of stuff in a second. But this is my last point on the mental side of it, which is we will rebound from this. We will 100% as a society, as a world, rebound from this experience. And one of the ways that I approach life, one of the mantras that I have, that I always tell myself, is face the inevitable with joy. Face what is in front of you, what is inevitable, what is coming, what has come, with joy. And that doesn't mean don't plan or don't take action, but it means keep a positive attitude and take the steps you can take now. Because that is ultimately, if you're playing a long game, that is the recipe towards that long game being successful for you, is stay present, stay focused, breathe, center yourself, look 7 days ahead, and take the actions you can take now in the middle of that crisis, and then forecast further than that, but don't take actions based out further than that. Take actions based on the next week. So what I want to talk to you about is, let's talk about the next 7 days. I don't think I need to tell you everything that's happened to get to here. I think you're all on Twitter and you're all on the news. You're all stuck at home on social media. You know what is going on. You know where we are. You know what is going on socially, globally, economically, politically. You have some sense of that, I'm assuming. And I want to talk to you about specifically, what can you do now, and what I have done. And then we'll get into what I think you need to be looking towards, and then some of the other updates that I have. So I will go to my screen share now. I think you should reassure your teams at this time. If you haven't done it already, last week was a good time to do it. And this is what I sent to my team. I'm going to read it to you, and maybe you can draw some inspiration to share something like this with your team. So I said, and I sent this to both the Boom and the Smart Marketer and Zipify teams. I'll read the one on the left because Molly chimed in at the end as well, which I want to comment on as well. So, COVID-19. Hey, I think it's worth mentioning that it's a scary time right now. The last time something like this happened was 1918. It's exposing a lot of weaknesses in our global infrastructure. We're not equipped to handle a full stop in forward motion for any period of time, really, in this society. And viruses like this are part of being living creatures. They will happen from time to time, and hopefully help us to remember to look out for one another, especially those who are more vulnerable. And frankly, we are not well practiced at that as a society, but it is a valuable survival skill that I think we as a species would do well to cultivate. I think when we come out of this, which I know we will, there will be some silver linings to all of this. And it's our job to do our best to support our customers, those who are less fortunate than us, those who are the most vulnerable to this threat. And to that end, I'm grateful to this team. I'm grateful that our businesses are set up to continue to operate. And thank you for all you do. And that was March 16th. So that was a couple days ago that I sent that to everybody. And then Molly on the Smart Marketer side chimed in and said, hey, I'm here to chat through any thoughts, feelings, concerns you might be having. Just PM me. That's been helping me a ton to process. And it's okay to not feel okay as we figure out this time together. Why do that? Well, again, you're the leader, right? So one thing that you can do is at least let people know that you're aware of what's going on, you're thinking about it, and you're taking all the actions you can take in the direction of having it be good for everybody who's on your team. So we did that. How you navigate these turbulent times, which is going to determine your own experience through them and the results that you get during them. So with that, thank you so much for showing up, for watching this. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate having this community to engage with and be supported by and support. And I want to urge you to take really good care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally at this time. So with that said, catch up with you all in the group. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.